Welcome back. The next step is that we need to get the products from the cart and insert each single product into the order items. So each single item we have that the user bought will be inserted individually into the database. So again, if the user, for example, wants to buy these two, we need to insert each one individually in a separate row in the database so that we know which items the user wants. So here, the second step, first, before I work on the second step, I'm going to remove this echo. We no longer need this echo. So the second step is that we need to get products from the cart. So to get the products from the cart, we need to use the session, because the session has the cart, and this cart is an array. And since this cart is an array, it has this structure. It has key value pair, where each key represents an order, represents a product ID, and the value is an array with the information about that product. So for example, if we have two products in the cart, the first key is the product ID, and the value is an array with product information such as the product price, the product name, the product description. So what we want to do is that we need to use a for each loop in order to loop over the session and get each single product and store it into the order items database. So I'm going to say here for each, and then for each what? For each session cart, and I'm going to remove this. We no longer need this. So I'm going to say here for each session cart as key value, we want to get each single array. So in order to access each product, we need to say product is going to be equal to session cart and then key. This is going to get each single product as an array. So this is going to return an array with the product. And now we can get each single piece of info that this product has. For example, each product, we can say product name. Remember, in the cart we store them in these keys. So we have the product ID, product name, price, image, quantity. So you need to use these keys. You cannot use other keys other than these. So we need to say here product underscore ID, and then the product ID is going to be equal to product ID is going to be equal to the product ID. And we can repeat the process, and it's going to take some time. So let me work on this quickly. I'm going to say product name, and again the name is the key for the name is name, price, image, quantity. So here name, and then product, image, and then product, price, and then product quantity, and here quantity. Again, you need to double check your keys here, because if you have a mistake here, you will have a severe problem and you will not be able to figure out the problem easily. So you need to double check before moving on. Product ID, product name, product price, image, quantity. Product ID, name, image, price, quantity. Now we need to insert each single one into the database, and to do this we can use the connection. We can say con, and then prepare, and then insert insert into what? We need to insert into the order items. So I'm going to say order underscore items, order items, and then what do we want to insert? We want to insert um, the order ID, the product ID, the product name, the product image, the user ID, and the order date. And the item ID is going to be given by the database automatically. So we need to say here, we need to start with the product with the order ID. So I'm going to say here order underscore ID, comma, and then the second is the product ID, product ID. The third is product name and then image, product name, and then product image. And lastly, we have the user ID and the order date. User ID and then order date. So the order date, we have the order date, but we don't have we have everything actually. So let me add a new line first, and then I'm gonna say values. Values. And you need to be very cautious, because if you have any problem with the syntax of this SQL, it's not gonna work. So how many question marks? Again, you need to use question marks, because otherwise your data will be could be under attack by hackers. And again, if you are interested in PHP security and security best practices, you can take my course about security best practices of PHP. So here we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to see 6 question marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we need to store this in a variable called stmt1. Let's say stmt, just stmt. Let's say stmt1, just to differentiate between this and the other one. And then I'm gonna say here stmt1 bind param. And what are the parameters that we want to bind? First, we need to bind the order ID. So the order ID is integer. The product ID is integer. The product name is string. The product image is string. The user ID is integer. The order date is string. And then comma, and then let's start with the order ID. So the order ID is here. This is the order ID. I'm going to say here order ID. And then product ID. Product ID. And then after the product ID, we need the product name. So we have the product name, and then the product image, and then the we also need the product price and quantity. So I forgot to add here the product name and the price, the quantity. So we need to add here let me say structure, and let me add the product. Here I'm going to add the quantity. The quantity is very important. So I'm going to add 2 columns after the image. And these columns are going to be the product price and the product quantity. So the product price is going to be integer, is going to be decimal actually, and is going to be 4 6, let's say 6 2, and the quantity is integer. And that's it actually. The decimal, let me check the decimal. So we have the decimal, and 6 means that it's going to be 6 digits, and 2 of these digits are going to be 2 of these 6 are going to be points, are going to be digits after the point. So let me click on save, and now if I click on product items, you will find that we have here product price and product quantity. So this is correct. Let me now go back, and here let me insert after the product image, we need to say product underscore price, and then comma product underscore quantity, and then comma. And here we need to say IISS, and then the price and the quantity are integers. So we need to say I, and then IS, and then here we need to increase the number of question marks. So I'm going to increase the question marks to 8, because now we have 8 parameters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here I'm going to say product image, and then product price, and then product quantity, and then product and then user ID. So the last parameter is the order date, and you can get the order date from previously we have created the order date and the user ID. So there is no need to create it one more time. Finally, we need to execute this statement. I'm going to say stmt and then execute. This is going to execute the statement, and that's it. This is for this part. So for this part, we just need to do this. So let's now test. Let me save everything. Let me head on over to the browser and test. So now in the browser, let me add these into the cart. So let me first start from the beginning. I'm going to go to the home page, and I'm going to click on, I'm going to add this to cart, and I'm going to add another product to cart. So we already have these products to add it to cart. Let me click on checkout. Let me fill out this form. So after I filled out this form, let me click on place order, and we have a problem here in line 47. So the line 47, I have a problem. It says 47, I should say stmt1. So this is a simple mistake. And I also have a problem with here I should say order items with an S. So as I told you, seeing a very simple mistake could cause so many problems. So here order underscore items, because the table is order underscore items with an S. Let's try one more time. So I'm going to go back to the home page, and I'm going to add this to cart. We already have this in the cart, so let me click on checkout. Let me fill out this form quickly. So after I have filled out this form, let me click on place order, and as you can see, nothing will happen, and because I didn't display anything. But let's check the database. Now in the orders, in the order items, we should have 2 items. As you can see, we have 2 items. The first item is the white shoes, and the second item is green back, and that's correct. And the name of the images, the prices, the quantities, everything has been stored here. And notice something important: the order ID is the same. The order ID is 4 and 4, because the same person, which is me, has ordered these 2 in one single order. So the order is going to be 1. So the order is not order number 4, and this order, the details of this order, the details is this, are these 2 lines, are these 2 rows. The details of the order are the white shoes and the green back. This is a very important concept, and by using the order ID, we will be able to do awesome things.